With the Yisd school trustees voting to ask taxpayers to borrow nearly $500 million, we're taking a closer look at the impact. The proposal includes a 10% increase in the tax rate, up 14 cents to $1.50 per $100 of home valuation. That means a home in the district with $100,000 worth $100,000 in taxable value would see its school tax go up to $140 per year, would go up that amount to about $1,500 for a total property tax bill to the district. YISD Superintendent Xavier de la Torre says the increase won't happen all at once.
The residents, as I understand it, would see a tax increase in their 2016 year. And it wouldn't be the entire aggregate amount. It will increase over time based on the bonds that are sold and the timing of those sales.
Coming up on ABC 7 at 5, ABC 7's Andrew J. Polk will have a live report on how the bond will be presented to voters before that May 9th election. And join us now is Ana Duenez, YISD Board Trustee for the Riverside Learning Community. Thank you so much for being here. We do want to quickly first show everyone the amount that each feeder pattern would get based on what we were told last night if the voters approve this bond. Let's begin with Eastwood. That feeder pattern would get $94 million, $89 million for Del Valle, $65.7 million for the Bel Air feeder pattern, and $46.8 for Hanks, and then $39.2 million for Isleta. And there you see the learning community that Mrs. Duenez represents, $26.4 million for Riverside, and then another $48 million for district-wide enhancements. I do want to quickly mention we reached out to all 7 board trustees, and you were the only one that said yes, and you were also the only one who voted no last night. Talk a little bit about your decision to vote no.
I felt that the information that was given to me by Jacobs and the district administration was not always the same one. They would tell me that they would come back and make some adjustments. It was always the same thing. There was never any changes or any improvements. I've got 3 schools that are sinking. It's Cat Walter, Constance Hubert, and Riverside Middle School. Riverside Middle School is about to collapse if we don't take care of this situation right now. We would have the 2nd floor on the 1st floor. The 1st floor is about, I'd say about 4 to 6 inches underground already, and the wall is the classes. When they're teachers are giving classes there, you can't hear neither one of them because sometimes they're talking at the same time.
The walls
are students very thin, and the students, I don't know how they're learning to this, and the door frames are about an inch or 2 away from the sheetrock.
So you obviously you voiced your concerns. You feel like the Riverside pattern should be getting more money. That's essentially what it is. And,
yes.
But Jacobs saw things differently.
Yes, correct. And apparently they did a core. They brought back a core yesterday, and the core didn't really say that they were in bad shape. They said it was in very good shape, as a matter of fact. But some of those schools are, Constance Hobart is sinking in 1 wing last year. This year, it's already on the 2nd wing. So it's something that we have to take care of before it does get. Riverside has been on that 10 years already and has not been done. A bond has already passed, and it didn't get, the money didn't get to Riverside at all. But this is my concern. It should be district-wide, and it should be equal, and not just take favoritism. To me, it's more favoritism.
So you believe it is favoritism? That's
yes,
what you're seeing here?
I think so.
You also mentioned, you said your numbers changed. I know the number we were quoted as is $26.4 million, but you said at one point that number was larger?
It was 42. Yesterday it was 42, and I guess it dropped from yesterday to today, I guess because of the way I voted. I know 26 was Parkland. We were hoping that Parkland and Riverside would go up because of the amount of damage that we have in our schools. I'm one of the ones that have more schools in District 1. So I feel that from the very beginning they wanted to consolidate all my schools, and a lot of people are very upset about that.
So you're representing your feeder pattern as best you can.
Right. I can only
no
speak
vote.
for my district because a lot of people are very upset. We already have communities that are already established. It's not like we're being compared to Socorro a lot of times. And we can't be compared to a school district that's already established and it can't grow anymore. So I feel that a lot of these things is just not right and correct.
Let's talk real quick here. So we mentioned again that the average home will go up, the tax bill will go up by about $140 because of the bond. If it's approved, that's an average of a $100,000 home. So, it would go up about $140. Today, ABC7's Andrew J. Polk was speaking with the superintendent at a school in which he was talking to teachers and administrators, and he made the comment that his focus is on teachers and on administrators. He doesn't worry about the taxpayers. Obviously, taxpayers are concerned about their bill going up. Will you support the rate? Because whether it's enough or not for your feeder pattern, $26 million is more than nothing. I mean, obviously, if the bond isn't passed, you're not going to get anything at all. So will you support the election at this point? I know you had to vote no last night, but going forward, will you support the bond?
No, I will not. Honestly, I can't. This is something that apparently, because of my vote and because I was brought up all this paperwork, and I don't think it's correct. None of the paperwork that I got was correct. It doesn't tell us what's going to be done first, keep a log of everything. We made a lot of comments, but they were never written. It's like putting something in ice and it melts and we never see it again.
So, in your opinion, these numbers could change again?
Yes,
Okay.
they can change it, just like all my information was changed and was never corrected.
Ana Duenez, again, she represents YISD Board of Trustee for 2 years in May, and she represents the Riverside Learning Community. Thank you very much for joining us. We certainly appreciate it. I want to mention also ABC7's Andrew J. Polk will have that story. Again, I mentioned that quote from Superintendent De La Torre. He'll have a complete coverage on that story coming up on ABC7 at 5. Again, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. And again, that election is coming up on May the 9th. We'll be right back.